If you are or were a music student and find yourself missing that element in your life, in this video, we've got just the thing for you. Hey, what's up? I'm JR and this is the Studio 14 Sessions. We've pulled together over 150 years of music education and performance experience, and we're bringing that to you. We'll provide insight, opinions, and advice on a wide variety of topics. We know everyone is going through some tough times right now, with schools closing for the rest of the school year, WGI canceling their season, DCI putting a stop to their season before it even got started. We know there are a lot of you out there missing that musical element in your life. So we've taken all this experience and brainpower and have come up with a way for you to bring band and music into your life. Movies. We've each made a list of our favorite music-related and some non-music related movies for you to watch if you ever find yourself missing band. So let's get right into it and meet the team that is Studio 14. First up, we got Professor EDR.
Hola.
Next, we got Evan Rogovan.
Greetings, everyone.
James Yaquez.
Hey, what's up?
Larry Shane.
Yo.
Chris Rodriguez.
How's it going?
And Luke Basso.
How's it going, everybody?
All right, here we go. First category. Give me your top 3 band movies. These could be any movies related to band or music, fictional or not. Who wants to get us started?
I'll go first.
I got second.
My top 3 band movies are That Thing You Do.
Ah,
On my list. Good one.
Me
too.
That's on my list.
The O'Nears.
Yeah, Jersey Boys, which I know is also a musical, but it was made into a good movie. And here's what you're laughing at. This one, I really like the
School of Rock is a good movie.
School of Rock.
That's
And
on
I
mine
like-
too.
And I like those 3. Not only are they about bands, but they're also about the music business. And I am involved in the music business outside of my regular job, and I like that aspect of all 3 of those movies. So those are my band movies.
Good
Let's
list.
go to James next.
Well, Luke took 2 of my 3. I think the one I love That Thing You Do. It's a great movie. The School of Rock, obviously, you pledge allegiance to the band, so can't go wrong with that one. The third one I like is Rockstar with Marky Mark.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a great movie.
On my list.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Seen that one yet?
You haven't seen that one?
No, I'm gonna have to. Once we're done with this, I'm gonna have to watch some of these movies.
Rockstar, you're really like it. That's a really good.
Yeah,
Mark
I haven't
Wahlberg.
seen Rockstar, and I haven't seen Yesterday yet.
All right, Larry, you're up.
The all-time best movie, and you're all wrong, is The Blues Brothers.
Well, that's on my list too,
I
definitely.
could watch The Blues Brothers on repeat all the time.
Oh yeah.
Back in the day, we used to have like every
But
line memorized. Great.
You had to point out everybody was wrong, of
Yeah.
course.
So,
Also, That Thing You Do is good.
Yes, I'm gonna go drumline number 1. It's a shame Scott's not here because I was gonna go Pitch Perfect number 2.
Pitch Perfect.
I
Never saw it.
Like Pitch Perfect.
I've never seen that movie.
Well, Evan, you'll like it.
That's
You
in
gotta
a
watch it.
category, I believe.
Yeah, I like Perfect. I was gonna bond with Scott on that, but he's not here. And then third, I also like the O'Nears. I'm gonna go with That Thing You Do.
Oh.
It's a good Tom Hanks role.
EDR, what do you got for us?
Well, I'm going to be the guy. Number 1 for me is Drumline. Sorry.
that's racial profiling right there.
I know it is, but I got a lot of friends in that movie. I have a lot of personal friends in that movie, so it's a good movie. I really thought it was a really cool perspective. My next movie is as lame as it may be. I do like Mr. Holland's Opus.
Oh, makes me cry every time.
Yeah, it's a good one. Well, my third one is Whiplash. I thought Whiplash
That's a good
Temple,
one.
baby. My temple.
was solid. So it was good. It was good.
All right, Evan.
So I'm surprised nobody mentioned this, but Spinal Tap. I have to say Spinal Tap.
Classic.
That was another honorable mention for
Spinal
me.
Tap is awesome.
Many movies.
I could watch that anytime it's on. I mean, just hilarious. And then what about Almost Famous? Can you count that?
Oh,
That's good.
Oh,
That's
it's
that's a good one.
a very good one.
And then Blues Brothers was going to be my other one because I love that movie so much. So those were my three.
I actually had Drumline as my number 3, but I eventually bumped it for This Is Spinal Tap. So my number 3 is This Is Spinal Tap. Number 2 is That Thing You Do. And for my number 1, I'm on the same page as EDR, Whiplash. I can't get enough of that movie. It reminds me of being in band with Steve. So it seems like That Thing You Do is the overwhelming favorite as far as music-related movies that you should watch. Head down to the comments below and let me know what your thoughts are on the movies that we chose. Next category. Give me your best movie about a particular band or person in a band. It could be a movie, a documentary, whatever.
All right, my favorite is, again, there's so many to pick, but my favorite, believe it or not, is an older one, Great Balls of Fire.
Jerry Lee Lewis.
Oh, that's a great movie from top to bottom. That's a prisoner movie. It's on TV. I gotta watch it.
James, what do you got?
That's a tough one. I mean, besides the movies we mentioned already. So if I go outside of those, that one that was pretty recent from Elton John.
Rocket Man.
Rocket Man?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It was definitely not what you expect. It was kind of a musical all the way through, just using his music and telling his story. Pretty interesting.
Larry?
I grew up a huge Rush fan, so they did a Rush movie, Beyond the Lighted Stage, a couple years ago, kind of like a documentary of Rush and stuff. So it's a great movie, great live footage, good stuff.
This stuff was like one of my saddest movies of all time. I like This Is It, the Michael Jackson last concert movie thing.
Yeah,
that's really good. It's sad to see him like on stage,
Mm-hmm.
knowing like he dies a couple days later. But I think it's a really good one.
wow, yeah.
It is a good movie.
EDR, what do you got?
You know, I had to think about this a little bit. I just gravitated to the documentary, so I really like the Ken Burns series on jazz and the evolution of jazz. I just continue watching it every time you come on PBS. It just grabs me in. So, some of it is a little of a slow burn, but I mean, I just really like the evolution, just the history of it. It's really cool.
I like that. I like hearing all the old recordings and seeing all the old pictures and stuff too.
Yeah.
Evan?
Well, I'm going to go corny, cheesy, old school, Jewish. What was the movie with that Neil Diamond was in? Was it Jazz Singer? Jazz Singer? Come on. That made me cry. When Laurence Olivier tears off his clothing, he's like, I have no son. I mean, come on.
Coming to America.
Yeah. Classic.
My take is actually about a band who, at the time when I saw this movie, hadn't really been a big follower of the group. I got the DVD as a gift and ended up becoming a fan after that, and that's The Doors.
Oh,
Doors? Yeah.
The Val Kilmer movie?
Val Kilmer movie?
Yeah.
Kilmer.
So it seems like a good variety of movies coming out of this category for you guys to jump on. If we hit on any of your favorites, go ahead and hit that like button and let us know. So, moving on to the next category. Best movie for a bus trip.
Oh, I should go first because he's going to take it.
All right, go ahead.
Obviously, The Internship.
Oh. Well,
Here, we're regular size. Now we're small and we're saving lives.
What?
What? Obviously, it's a Palm Beach Central joke.
Well, I'm gonna jump in because I had 1A and 1B, and that was 1A. But for me, it's a tie, and my other one is Spaceballs. I love that movie, and that was a tradition on the band bus for years. Everybody gets it because if you're a Star Wars person or a Star Trek person, you get it, and it never gets old. I love Spaceballs. I think it's a great bus.
Larry?
Well, not so much a band bus, but I go to a drum corps movie we used to watch a lot on the staff bus. Big fans of Team America World Police.
Oh, God.
Yes!
Over and over again on the Carolina Crown staff bus about 6 years ago. So I wouldn't show it to kids, but
That was actually a visual staff favorite in 2005 when I was with Magic.
great movie.
Chris?
See, I don't know. When I was coming up, we didn't really like put movies on the band bus. We put like DVDs of Family Guy. So even to this day, like if I see Family Guy on TV, that's what reminds me of like a band trip. So I'm gonna go Family Guy DVD.
EDR.
Keeping it clean for bus trips, I would say Lion King.
Kind of like The Godfather.
More like Hamlet, but okay.
Yeah, right. Evan?
South Park movie. Not for kids.
I originally had Team America World Police as my pick as well. But then I thought back to when I was marching with Boston, and we had Bring It On rotation through those buses the entire summer. So some good stuff there for bus rides at every level. Let us know in the comments what your favorite movie is to watch on a bus. For the next category, we're looking for the best parade scene in a movie.
We all have the same answer.
I have the same answer. I know what Larry's going to say. I know Larry's busting to say it.
Well, so am I.
What?
Go ahead,
Listen,
Larry.
somebody count it off. We'll say it together.
It's obviously the end of Animal House.
Yes, Animal House. Obviously.
The band in the alley.
Not mine.
Oh, really? I thought more people would just. Animal House is mine.
Yeah,
Animal House is mine too. That was a no-brainer.
No-brainer.
I was all in on Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Easiest question.
Good one also. Ferris Bueller's also a good one.
That is a good one.
Ferris Bueller is mine. I thought everybody had that one.
James looks like he's got some up his sleeve.
Ferris Bueller.
Mine is very different, but it's probably unique to me. Mine is the beginning of A Few Good Men. The President's Own is one.
Oh, yeah.
The beginning of the film. It suckered me. I think I joined the Marine Corps because of that.
Wow.
So,
Looks like Ferris Bueller's Day Off and Animal House are the go-to movies if you're ever craving a parade scene. I mean, those are two go-to movies for anything. If you haven't seen either of them, you need to do that right now. Okay, maybe not right now. Wait till this video's over, then go watch them. So let's keep it going. Next, we got best movie in the form of a musical. What do you got, Luke?
Oh, mine's West Side Story. I know that's not the sexy pick, but I think that's it's my favorite musical, and I think it's a phenomenal movie. I think it's another one that gets me every time. I will sit there the full 3.5 hours and watch West Side Story. Even though I know how it ends.
I wonder if James and I have the same one.
I don't know. I'm not sure because I think most of the musicals I really like, the movies are terrible. So, I don't know.
But it could be a movie that's not an actual musical, but in the form of a musical.
So what are you gonna go with?
The Greatest Showman.
Oh, I know what you're both going to go
The Greatest
with.
Showman, yeah.
I
I'll go
do.
with that.
Yeah.
I never saw that.
I'm
I
gonna
can't
go
turn
old
it
school.
off.
A movie that I used to watch with my older brother all the time. We'd go watch it every weekend. It played forever. Tommy. It was not the greatest movie.
Oh,
But
Good.
The movie
It
Tommy.
is a
Go
good
ahead.
movie. I like that movie too.
Great stuff.
Go ahead, Evan.
I just go way in the past. Yellow Submarine. That was a great one. That freaked me out. The Blue Meanies or whatever, when I was a kid, I was terrified of them. Terrified.
Mine's not a musical, but it's kind of shot in the form of a musical. And I got to go with Nightmare Before Christmas. Danny Elfman music, singing. Jack
Good
Skellington.
music.
Good stuff.
yeah.
Good for Halloween, good for Christmas time.
EDR.
Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, it's a great movie.
Classic.
Yeah.
That's a great movie.
There you have it. If you're interested in singing along with your movie, these are some great options. Head down to the comments and let us know what some of your favorite movies to sing along to are. So now we're going to open it up a little bit and start including some non-music related movies. Starting with the best movie about a competition. Any kind of competition. Luke, get us started.
Somebody's probably going to have this one too. My favorite competition movie of all time is Dodgeball. Love Dodgeball. It's a prisoner movie. You can dodge a wrench. You can dodge a ball. Love Dodgeball.
Let's go to James.
Obviously, The Internship.
You see that? Oh, yes, yeah. I guess it is a competition movie, right?
Yeah.
What do you got, Larry?
This is a hard one for me. Dodgeball is a great one. I don't know. Come back to me later. I don't really have a good one. I'll pass. I mean, we used to watch Searching for Bobby Fischer. That's a good movie, but
Yeah, I like that movie.
Meh.
This,
Meh.
I don't know. I got that. Bring It On, maybe.
Yes.
maybe?
Better bring it.
This is going to kind of go with the next one too about like sports movies, but I really like Friday Night Lights. I like it because they didn't win at the end. Spoiler alert. But
EDR?
I'm going to go old school and say The Karate Kid 1.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Great movie.
great movie.
Go ahead, Evan.
Well, I have to go with a Rocky movie, but not the first one because it's got to be the one with the Russian dude because I really hated that guy. And it was like USA versus Russia, and man, I was like so juiced up, like screw that mother, it had to be. What is it, Rocky 3?
Rocky 4.
4. What the hell was Rocky 3?
Mr. T.
Clubber Lang.
Oh, Clubber Lang, Pity the Fool.
Hey, woman.
which one was Rocky 5? You guys didn't
And
like that
also,
one.
wasn't that the one with Hulk Hogan? It was Rocky 3 also.
Yes, Rocky 3 was
Yes.
Hulk Hogan in it.
Rocky
Yeah.
3
Under the list.
Yeah.
Which one was Rocky 5?
Mine is
With that
after-
Tommy dude.
Oh, that was terrible. Rocky 5 was awful.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
awful.
terrible.
Oh, okay.
That's awful.
Well, like EDR, my pick is also in the realm of martial arts, and that's the movie Best of the Best.
Mm.
I mean, you can't go wrong with any of these movies. Any of them is a safe bet. If any of these get your competitive juices flowing, hit that like button and let us know. The next category is probably the hardest in terms of narrowing it down to 3. The top 3 sports movies.
And when I first made my list, I was like, okay, I need to they were all baseball movies.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, maybe I should do not baseball, and then I ended up with 3 golf movies.
There are
So
no
it's
wrong.
hard.
There are no wrong.
Yeah. So this is more of your personal, it could even be right now what you like. Maybe next week it'll be something different. Go ahead, Luke.
Yeah, well, with the background I have in baseball, my top 3 sports movies are all baseball movies. Baseball's so easy. I got Bull Durham, Major League, and The Natural as my top 3. And I had a hard time, and my Natural could easily be number 1 because all 3 of those I can't walk away from. I love them all. So that was probably the easiest category for me, is the top 3 sports movies, because I know which movies grab me all the time, and it's those 3.
What do you got, James?
Bull Durham is my favorite, so I'll go with that one, number 1. Number 2, Luke's going to say, oh yeah, because he also likes this movie, and it's not a baseball movie, Tin Cup.
I do like it. I thought of it.
And then we'll go with 3 different sports things, and we'll do Remember the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
Larry?
All right. First one, number 1, Hoosiers. Love that movie.
Great
I love
movie.
that movie too. Yep.
Hoosiers is awesome. I like Any Given Sunday with Al Pacino.
Hey, I like that movie.
I go Field of Dreams is an awesome movie.
Oh yeah.
Chris?
All right, so earlier I had Friday Night Lights. I'm keeping that in the top 3. I'm going to go comical for the other 2. I'm going to go Happy Gilmore, Adam Sandler golf movie, one of my favorite movies. And I think I'll go Sandlot.
Ooh. Good. Love The Sandlot.
No one said the Bad News Bears or the Mighty Ducks yet.
No, I had the.
Well, how do you know you didn't just step on somebody's thunder here?
I know. I'm giving Edrick ideas, so when
Thank you. Well, Remember the Titans. I'm a huge Denzel fan, and I live right down the street now from T.C. Williams High School, literally 5 minutes away. And Friday Night Lights can't not put that on my list. And last was Hoosiers.
Evan Panther.
One of my favorites is the original Longest Yard, The Longest Yard, with Burt Reynolds. Back then.
Burt Reynolds was in both.
Yeah, that's right. I go with Luke on The Natural. I love The Natural. And then another old movie I think it was with Sylvester Stallone, was where he was in a prison camp and it was a soccer movie. It's called Victory.
Yes. Good movie.
Victory. I really loved that when I was a kid.
I
So
thought you were
those are
going
my
to say
favorite.
the arm wrestling movie he made.
No, what was that one called?
Over the top.
Over the
Over the
top.
top. It was over the top.
Well, my number 3 is actually The Mighty Ducks. James.
Oh yeah,
I love that
Good
movie.
movie.
I couldn't decide on number 2, so I had to go 2A and 2B. And that's The Sandlot and Bull Durham. And my number 1 was easy. It's not just my favorite sports movie, it's one of my favorite movies all time, and that's Tin Cup. So, that's a good variety of sports movies with a couple of honorable mentions thrown in. Drop some movies in the comments below and let us know what some of your favorite sports movies are. In light of the current situation that's got us all quarantined at home, these movies are trending all over streaming services right now, and that is the best pandemic movie. Luke, this has your name written all over it.
I love that question because of my background, obviously, and I love all those types of movies. But for me, there's two, and they're essentially the same movie, 20-something years apart, and that's Outbreak and Contagion.
right.
I love both those movies because you watch them, and of course the science geek in me pays attention to these things. And like an Outbreak, they talk about sequencing the virus DNA in 30 days, and 27 years later they can do it in 24 hours. So I noticed things like that. And they both have great actors, and Outbreak Hoffman and Morgan Freeman and Donald Sutherland. I mean, and Contagion's got Matt Damon and Lawrence Fishburne. Of course, Outbreak also has a young Cuba Gooding Jr., which is good. But the thing that makes Contagion number 1 for me is I think Outbreak got a little wonky at the end with that military thing.
Yeah.
They wiped out an entire town. Was that Cedar Creek? I don't think they're wiping out any town. So I think that got a little unrealistic at the end. So I think Contagion's my number 1. Plus the fact that it started in China with a pig. Kind of scary.
What do you got, James?
Mine is I Am Legend.
Ooh.
Oh.
Because I kept joking when we're in Indy, it's not this flu that's going to get us. It's going to be the vaccine. And we're all going to turn into zombies. Just like I Am Legend.
And the dog's going to die.
Larry?
I'm going to go about 20 years ago. Great cult classic movie, quirky, 12 Monkeys. Cool movie.
Bruce Willis.
Yeah, good movie. Brad Pitt.
Mm-hmm.
Good movie.
I don't really know a lot of pandemic movies, but I like I Am Legend, so I'm taking I Am Legend.
What's your pick, EDR?
I researched it. 12 Monkeys.
Oh, it's a good movie. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. It's a good movie.
I think I did. It was a long time ago. I don't remember it.
It's a good 20 years ago.
Might be 30.
Yeah, might be.
Evan?
It was an old movie based on I think it was a Michael Crichton book called Andromeda Strain.
Yeah.
It's a slower paced movie, and they're in the lab, and I just like the movie.
My pick also goes to 12 Monkeys. I like Outbreak as well, but I had to give it to 12 Monkeys for the time traveling aspect. For this next category, we're going to bring it back to band and the marching arts. What is your pick for a movie that you would like to see made into a show? And what group would you like to see perform it? It could be any type of show. Indoor, outdoor, any group, high school, drum corps, independent indoor group, whatever you want. Get us started, Luke.
I kind of picked an easy one, and it's a theme that has been done multiple times, but I love the movie, and I can only imagine how it could possibly be portrayed on the field, and that is the Shawshank Redemption, or some theme like that. I know it's a prison break type thing, but it's also the personal side, and really any good visual drum corps would probably pull that off with the right music. And I don't know, I think somehow, and of course, that's my weakest category. There's no question about that. But that would be. Hey, we all know our limitations. This one's mine. But it'd be that because I love that story, and I love when good stories are portrayed on the field. And so, yeah, I went with that.
How about you, James?
I don't know if I do the show because so many shows have been done like this before, but I really do like The Greatest Showman. And not particularly for the story, but like some of the songs that I really like. I know that one of the groups this year in Texas did Star Show, and it had a million dreams. They did as their ballad, which was really awesome. So, I really like the music from The Greatest Showman. I really don't care what group plays it as long as it's a good one.
Larry?
Not so much like an actual movie, just music. I mean, it kind of been done. There's never really been like a good Star Trek show with like Star Trek music.
Yes.
I mean,
Sorry.
Blue Nights, like 93 Blue Nights. Drum Solo was cool, but So I mean, there's just such great music.
Star of Indiana.
86.
86, but that was not good.
Yeah. So I mean, there's just such great from all the movies. There's such great music.
Wasn't Star of Indiana 86, 2001, Close Encounters of the Third Kind?
Yeah, with all the tubas.
Star Wars.
Yeah, that wasn't really Star Trek.
Yeah.
No, I think.
Actually, I think you're right. I think it was just E.T., Close Encounters, and Star Wars. But,
right.
But yeah, I mean, it's just such great music. It'd be cool if someone did that. I don't know if it's a licensing thing or what, but that'd be cool. I don't care who. Sound good. Play loud.
Chris?
Lots of triple crack.
I want to do a Forrest Gump show. I want movement 1 to be called I Was Running. Movement 2 is the ballad I Love You, Jenny. And then I think movement 3 is Life is Like a Box of Chocolates. And I think you quote some like 60s music, and it can just be like craziness, and it ends with like a huge like drum shot, and maybe the whole crowd yells I love you, Jenny, like they yell Vanguard. And I think that Wes Boca should do it.
I think Astronaut should do it. That's totally a show you guys could do. That's not a bad idea, Chris.
Yeah.
Edrick?
I would like to see a show coming from Fast and Furious. Not really necessarily in the music format, just the content and the idea of the Fast and Furious. A show with that movie, I don't really know the movie that well, but it's just a bunch of cars going all over the place. So I guess you see that as a cool drum show.
So about cars, man.
Would you say something like a car show? Maybe like some garage?
No, I just think.
Hey, Larry,
I like the velocity of the show. I mean, like just a fast-paced show. Obviously, there has to be some kind of climatic ballad point, what have you. But I just like when I think of Fast and Furious, I think of velocity, and I just take it to the top.
Yeah, make sure you have a big sign that says Fast and the Furious so the judges know what show you're doing.
There were no cars. Half the stuff wasn't there, okay? The visual package is not my fault.
James, you were going to say make sure the cars look realistic.
Oh, that's right. Don't let boats.
Or you're going to get blasted by some GE judge who doesn't know anything.
Don't get me started on that one.
Hypothetically.
Yes. Evan?
Well, I don't know if this is movie per se, but Stephen Sondheim has some really good music, and the Cults, when they finished like the best Cults ever finished, it was like 9th, and 96 did a Sunday in the Park with George show that was really cool. The music was great, and I could just see a really good core like Crown or Santa Clara really take Sondheim music and just make an amazingly beautiful and awesome show, because his music is melodic, but it's also harmonically, it's really can be very disjunct, and so there could be a lot of different emotions you can do with this music. So I would always want people to do something like Sondheim. Yeah.
My pick is a show that we've talked about a bunch of times, James and Luke, and it's a show that I've wanted to do for years. And it's interesting that Evan brought up this movie in the pandemic category, and that's The Andromeda Strain. I mean, it's essentially a virus show, but it's got that extraterrestrial element to it. You start the show with the satellite crash, have some elements of a laboratory, and you can even end the show with some sort of cliffhanger where the virus breaks containment. I was originally thinking like fast-paced visual, maybe early 2000 cavies, but musically the show would need like a woodwind element to it. So then I started thinking like maybe the bigger Texas fans that just sound amazing. But again, I go back to that visual element, and I like GE, in-your-face GE, so I ended up landing on Tarpon. I mean, that's a group that does all captions extremely well. Personally, just right up my alley style of design and shows. I mean, I'm not sure how realistic a virus show is at this point, but I mean, that would be a movie that I would like to turn into a show. Next time you find yourself missing your music classes, or maybe you're a performer and you find yourself missing being able to go out and perform because you're stuck at home, check out one of these movies. Let us know in the comments if we missed a movie that you thought should have been named. And if we did mention one of your favorites, let us know by hitting that like button. We were having some fun today, but in this channel we're going to be covering a wide variety of topics, from music education to performance. If you're interested in hearing more of our insights and opinions, make sure you subscribe down below so you don't miss out on any future content. If you'd like to get to know more about the Studio 14 team, I'll link to everyone's social media accounts in the description down below. Make sure you check that out. Thanks for joining us. Take care. See you next time. Peace.
Thanks for coming, everybody.
Bye, everyone.